Hi, they said there won't be a new Passat, they said there won't be a combustion version, they said there won't be a diesel. That was a few years ago, but I already knew a few years ago that Passat will be available with a diesel engine. And that's probably the most important information. Maybe it's less important that there will be only a station wagon version and we'll forget about the sedan. I'm starting from the back of the car because it's important that we're dealing only with the station wagon version. There won't be a sedan, as I mentioned, but it's also a very big car. I mean, not only much bigger than the previous Passat, but also bigger than Skoda Superb and bigger than VW Arteon shooting brake. 4.9 meters long, is almost as big as Audi A6 Avant, so it's a really big car. The style of the new Passat refers to the latest models of Volkswagen, like the recently shown Tiguan, but also to the latest Volkswagen Golf. And in my opinion, it's very similar, with the difference that Passat is a much bigger car. Anyway, from one of the people who saw this model for the first time, I heard a simple statement: it looks like a Passat. And I agree with that. You can judge the exterior styling yourself. I'm curious about your opinions, write in the comments. However, when it comes to the interior, which in my opinion is more important than in any car, it also refers to the Golf. The whole dashboard looks like it's been taken from the Golf because we have exactly the same layout, but there are also a lot of references to the electric models of the Volkswagen, for example, the Volkswagen ID.7. What distinguishes the Passat from the Volkswagen's combustion model from the Golf, for example, is that the gearbox is operated by a knob known from electric cars. We go forward, turn it this way, back this way, and here we have a parking. What many customers did not like in the Volkswagen Golf was, of course, adapted to the new Passat, which is a large screen with full touch control. The air conditioning and sound system are also on touch screens. But I always like these buttons, but the only drawback is that it's not backlit. In the new Passat we have backlit. There are more lights. For example, the door panels are backlit also. You can choose the colors to make it more fun. If you look at the car in general, when I sit behind the wheel, in the seat, I observe everything. This is a very well-designed car. It's ergonomic, comfortable, and above all, there is no waste of free space. Moving the gearbox here under the steering wheel is also a big plus of this car because we have more space to manage in the middle tunnel. The central tunnel is nicely closed. It has an induction charger in the front, 2 USB-C connectors, 2 cup holders. There is also a place for a key in the cup holder. At least that's how it's marked. There is also another small compartment in which a key would also fit, but we can put some other small items here. And here we have a nicely thought out compartment in the armrest, which is not adjustable, but it's very long. It has these little shelves for coins or something else, and it even has a pocket, which can be used to put a card in. I don't know what it's for. The armrest is illuminated, and inside we find a 12V socket with a nasty little cover. Seats have a massage function and the seat is still fully adjustable, which is not a bad thing because it's much faster. So if you have a wife who is very short and sits like this and we are 2 meters tall, we can adjust the seat much faster. And when it comes to the distance, you can move it very far in the Passat. So there is a lot of space here. The steering wheel is also regulated in a large range, so you will definitely not miss this regulation in the Passat. And now let's see the seat position at the back. Look how much space there is. Passat was always known for its large rear space, but in the Volkswagen group, Skoda Superb was always the king. Now it was decided to change it a bit. It's exactly the same as in Skoda Superb, and thanks to that we have the same amount of space in the back. And here it's really comfortable to sit because not only do we have a lot of legroom, actually everyone could fit here, but we also have a lot of headroom. And what's important, a comfortable seat. First of all, it's placed in the right position, and secondly, with the right length of seats. Look, the seat is just about to end here. So for sitting in the back, it's a really good result. It's obvious that in the middle class car, we have the ventilation in the back, but not in every car. We have 3-zone air conditioning, although it's becoming a norm. Here is the 3rd zone, of course. We have 2 USB-C sockets for 2 passengers sitting in the back. Of course, a 3rd person will also fit in here, but it won't be comfortable, especially since the concept of a very high central tunnel was kept. This is, of course, known for many years from all Volkswagens, also from Passat. And as a curiosity, we have a nice pocket here. I mean, this pocket, which is always a bit too deep in my opinion, this time is flatter. And here we have 2 small pockets, for example, for a smartphone, for some headphones, documents, other stuff that we usually have in our pockets. So when it comes to practical functions, it's really good. Very important, of course, especially in the station wagon, is the trunk. In this case, it's gigantic, with 690 liters, which is even more than in the previous model. Interestingly, the blind is electrically retractable. There are many practical functions here, among others. We have a lot of functions like the seat back folding, the electric hook, double floor with a lot of space underneath, of course, to manage your own or just a spare wheel. We have various elements that allow us to configure the luggage space. We have cup holders, 230V sockets with 150W power, and we can put the hooks on the back, so that's all we expect from such a car. After folding the backrest, we have 1920 liters, but the capacity is usually not important. They don't tell us anything about the trunk. They tell us more about the dimensions, and we can check it. I took a measuring tape so you know what the trunk is. The length of the floor is 113 centimeters. The slope of the backrest is 92 centimeters. The height of the trunk is 47 centimeters. You can say 46 centimeters to be safe. The width of the trunk is 100 centimeters. And if we talk about the total length of the space, if we have the passenger seat set more or less as I would set it as a driver, we have a space of 197 centimeters, which is really a lot. The range of engines of the new Passat is very rich. And here we have a really wide choice because there are 3 petrol versions, 3 high-speed versions, and 2 hybrid versions, which gives such a wide range of drive units that I think no one will complain here. The basic petrol engine is the 1.5 ETSI engine with 150 horsepower. It is a mild hybrid system. The larger unit is 2.0 TSI in 2 versions of 204 and 265 horsepower. The 3 diesels are 2.0 TDI with 122, 150 and 193 horsepower, and 2 hybrid systems with 204 or 272 horsepower are based on the 1.5 TSI engine. In the hybrid plug-in type system, the battery capacity was increased to 19.7 kilowatts, so it's almost double the capacity of the previous GTE. Thanks to that, we can get around 100 kilometers on electricity. The manufacturer promises that with 1.5 TSI engine, with this smaller power, we will drive around 1,000 kilometers on fully charged and fully refueled car. This theoretically gives 4.5 liters per 100 kilometers. I have one bad news for the conservatists. There will be no Passat with a manual gearbox. There will be only DSG automatic transmissions. The hybrid will have a 6-speed transmission. The rest will have a 7-speed. As for the most powerful diesel and the most powerful petrol, they will be standardly equipped with a 4-wheel drive system from 4Motion. As for the drive system, one of the new features of the new Passat is the use of 2-valve adaptive dampers, which work separately for the repulsion of the impact and separately for the compression, which is supposed to increase the comfort and precision of driving. This is the first time in the Passat and Volkswagen group with the McPherson column. Until now, it was only used in multi-shaft suspensions or Audi. Let me know how you like the new Passat. And I'm not only talking about the styling, which I also think is quite controversial, but when it comes to practical functions, spaciousness, engine choice, in my opinion, Passat is still a cool car. We have something for those who like petrol heads, for the fans of diesel engines, and also for those who like to drive in the electric mode with a plug-in hybrid. And here in the electric mode, you can really drive a lot.